Hello again, welcome back to another video. So I've got a little special one here. So first off, I want to show that I've got a new microphone here for specifically for this, because I'm not going to be moving around and stuff. I'll just be here at the desk, so it's a better mic. It records better, and I don't have to denoise the audio in post really with this mic. So. Anyway, I wanted to do a little video on my Blu-ray collection. I've been collecting Blu-rays since the start of about the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, for about 3 years. My friend Tate kind of inspired me to, after I saw his collection and seeing how many movies he had in the vast array and things, and I was a movie buff and I really had no Blu-rays really. So I started to collect, and over the course of 3 years, I've got quite a collection. You can't really see it, it's out of frame. You can kind of see it right there. Starts there and goes on. That's near the very end of the collection. I figured to do my Blu-ray collection video because I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I think now's a good time. So just a note that this is the Blu-ray collection as of February 21st, 2020. I'm constantly adding to it. On average, I would say I get a few Blu-rays a month. When I started, I was way more excessive. I got like 5 Blu-rays a week and stuff. So I spent like maybe between 50 to 120 on Blu-rays a week starting out because I had just all the cash at the time. But now I can't do that. I gotta restrict myself. I still add to it constantly. I get a few Blu-rays usually a month, sometimes more. It just depends and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through that. My collection. This is probably going to be a long video because I'm going to probably talk a little extensively about certain ones of them. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with the Blu-ray collection video. So to start, my Blu-ray collection is separated into 4 or 5 different areas. So the first one is Steelbooks, and I'll explain what those are if you don't know what they are. Second is Criterion movies. Then it goes into animation that doesn't fall into Criterion or Steelbooks. Then it goes to just other movies, kind of just have an alphabetical order. And then it goes into basically comic book movies. That's kind of how I have it set up at right now. As it grows or changes or whatever, I might change how I organize them or stuff. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we're going to go ahead and start with Steelbooks. So if you don't know what a Steelbook is, it's basically a collector's way of getting a Blu-ray. So I'll go ahead and show off my first one. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey. So basically a Steelbook is basically just like a normal Blu-ray, except it's in this metallic case, as you can see. It's like, let's see if we can focus in on that. See that there? There we go, yeah. It's like a metallic case that is like completely wrapped in metal. It's like the Blu-ray's wrapped in metal, and when like you open it up, you got your discs and things, as you can see there, and it also has art on the inside behind like there. So as you can see there. So a few advantages and disadvantages with a Steelbook. One is that it's like a collector's way, like I said, to have a movie. Because it's a nice like casing and stuff, you know, it's steel, it's nice, well made, you know, kind of like thing like the iPhone design or something. The other thing is that usually they put like effort or like exclusive artwork or designs on the covers that are not on the normal Blu-rays, and they're usually done better. And more kind of artsy and creative, in my opinion. A lot of them are. Not every single one, but a lot of the Steelbooks are. The disadvantages for me, the biggest disadvantage is that they're very easy to scratch. I already have a few scratch marks on this that I don't know where they came from. They're, for some reason, just super easy to scratch and stuff. So when you're transporting them or whatever, it's best to make sure that when they're transported that they're not moving, bouncing around, or jiggling, or rubbing against hard metals and things, just so that you can preserve it without scratching it up too much. That's the biggest disadvantage. The other thing is that it's pricing. It's more, Steelbooks are usually a little more expensive than the normal Blu-ray, and it's the like collector's thing. But Anyway, but Steelbooks are usually sold online or through Best Buy or sometimes Target. Depends on it. Best Buy has the most out of all like the main retailers. But you can also go to like Zavi and like FYE or something like that. They sell Steelbooks too. So let's start going through my collection. So I said 2001: A Space Odyssey. Got this the same year that it was like the anniversary. Is it like, let's see, it came out in 68, right? 78, 80. So it was like 50, right? So like 60th anniversary. Because I saw this in 2018, and then they in the IMAX theater, which was mind-blowing. It was like the best way to watch this movie for the first time. And then they had the Steelbook in 4K coming out like later that year, and like in December. So I went ahead and got a copy of the Steelbook. So anyhow, that's 2001. Alien, the 40th anniversary Steelbook. This is a really nice casing. I just like the simplicity. Like I said, Steelbook art is a lot simplistic and put more effort and creativity and visual imagery into it than just the normal Blu-rays. Really good, suspense, sci-fi, horror, thriller. There's not much I can say about it that hasn't already been said. If you've seen it, you know what it's about. If not, you should check it out, especially if you're a horror fan. Assault on Precinct 13 by John Carpenter. I have not seen it. It was like $10, but I do want to see it. And my dad really is like a fan of this movie. I believe he really is encouraging me to check it out soon. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll see it at some point. Batman, the Michael Keaton. I like this movie. I don't think it's great. This particular one, but still good and really nice Steelbook. Batman Ninja. This is another movie I bought without seeing. Really impressive animation, really creative Batman story. Just something new you haven't seen before in the Batman genre. So it's really nice. It's got some artwork and stuff. Again, that's why I buy the Steelbooks a lot of the times, because they got like artwork and things and really creative. So Batman Ninja. I recommend it. I recommend giving it a watch, especially if you're a Batman fan. Big Hero 6. Got this at a Black Friday sale, except for the fact that the holiday sale made this so much cheaper than Black Friday, and that ticked me off, because this was like $30 for it. It's got some really cool artwork. But like a week, it was like for Black Friday, but then like in December, like they lowered the price to like 20 and even for some like $15. I was just so upset. Like Black Friday is supposed to be like the cheapest it can be all year, and for some reason in the holiday they made it cheaper than that. So I kind of wish that I waited for it to be cheaper. Okay, what's next? Black Swan. I think it's the only Darren Aronofsky film I've seen. I think so. Got it without seeing it, then saw it. Very good. My sister loves this movie. I got her the Blu-ray for Christmas, and I got the Steelbook as part of like a special Halloween edition. Really nice design. But yeah, very good. I'm looking forward to seeing Aronofsky's other work. Cars. Got this for $10, the Steelbook, because as of now, there's like Disney has released a lot of their Pixar classics and Pixar hits on Steelbook form, which I took advantage of and got like some of my all-time favorites Pixar's on Steelbook. This is not one of my all-time favorites. I still like this movie, but it was $10, so I just decided to get it. I do find the film charming, even though it's not a masterpiece, but I still like the movie and I still like the characters and find it fairly memorable. If this was like $30, I would not get it. I would just get the normal Blu-ray. Okie dokie. Children of Men. Probably my favorite Alfonso, besides my second favorite. My favorite is Gravity by Alfonso Cuarón. But anyhow, yeah, Children of Men Steelbook. I just love this design. It's a better cover than I think just the normal one. And stuff. I saw it. It was $15. Just got it. I should probably go through these faster because I'm going to be here for too long. Cinderella, Signature Collection. Probably the first Disney princess film. I think I got. So, well, like, not the God, Saw. I think it's the first Disney princess film I ever saw. But I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, got the Steelbook. Deadpool. Pretty funny, and I like the Steelbook design. Deadpool was a great movie to come out to help with the superhero genre, and it's like refreshing, especially given its different tone and hilarious, staunchy humor and stuff. So, yeah. Deadpool 2. I like this more than the first Deadpool. I'm one of the few, because most people seem to like the first Deadpool more. I like the second one more. I thought it was funnier and a little more, and had more characters for Deadpool to interact with. But yeah, I feel like Steelbook is the way Deadpool would want me to own the movies. Desperado. Haven't seen it. Can't say anything about it. It was cheap and stuff, and it's Robert Rodriguez, and I've seen some of his work. I've seen Spy Kids films and Sin City, and maybe something else I'll have to see. Die Hard. Haven't seen it. Just got the Steelbook and stuff. They also had one with all 5 movies, but I just wanted to get the classic and stuff. I'll check it out at some point. District 9. Very interesting little film about like if aliens came, and a realistic, kind of mostly realistic interpretation of how we would deal with aliens if they came to Earth. So, whatnot. I gotta go get another stack. Back with another stack. Here we go. Drive. First film I saw from director Nicholas Winding Refn. Very good. Nice, good performances, and a great ending song, like the song they made for the movie, which is Real Human Being? Real Hero. Real Hero, that's the name of the song. Definitely a cool song from that. Dunkirk. So this is a Nolan film. Really liked it and stuff. Good war movie by Nolan. This is the last film he made. He's got Tenet coming out this year, which I'm looking forward to. I trust Nolan very much with his movies. Easy Rider. Very nice. A little relaxing road trip movie. There's also a Criterion of this, but I haven't gotten that because they have the Steelbook. Edward Scissorhands. Haven't seen it. No, it's a Tim Burton classic and one of his most highly regarded movies. So, E.T. Haven't seen it either, but the Steelbook was cheap and it's a classic and lots of people love it. So we'll see. I'll check it out at some point. I mean, there's always going to be a lot of movies that I have to see. There's a whole bunch, and there's always going to be some that people are like, you haven't seen that? How dare you? So, all right, next. Exorcist. Absolutely love this movie. Got it before I saw it, but so glad that I did. I love the fact that I have the Steelbook of it now. It's the extended director's cut. But I love this movie because it's like taking a problem, like she's possessed by a demon, but presenting it in a way where it's like it's a problem they have to deal with, just a normal everyday problem that not normal every day because being possessed by demons is not normal, but you get what I mean. Like, it's not presented it's like presented like, oh, they have to deal with this problem that she's possessed and we have to figure out how to do it. It's played realistically is basically in the behind the scenes of this movie. If you haven't, you should check it out because it's like at times even more fascinating than the movie. So yeah, definitely one to check out, and definitely one of my favorite. Some don't classify this as horror, but I would say it's horror, thriller, suspense kind of deal. Definitely one of my all-time favorites. Okay. Evil Dead, haven't seen it, but it's the movie that put Sam Raimi on the map. I'll check it out at some point. Fargo. I hate that it has that scratch down the center. I don't know how that happened. Again, they scratch too easily. They need to be made out of some other metal. But yeah, Fargo. Haven't seen it. Just got it because it was on sale for I think it was $8. I'll check it out at some point. Don't worry. The Fifth Element. Decent sci-fi world. Very creative. And whoever was... I forgot the actor's name. He's the best part of the movie for me. It was so entertaining, and he was so much fun. Good, not fantastic to me, but definitely creative with its sets and production design for sure. That's the most memorable thing about it for me. So, Finding Nemo, one of my all-time favorite. Like this, between this and Toy Story 2, they fight for like my number one Pixar film. So I love Finding Nemo so much. I can't express how much I like freaking love this movie. I've seen this film like maybe, I don't know, like maybe 50 times throughout my life. And it never gets old. It's always as good as the first time. And, you know, as you grow, you appreciate things about it that you couldn't see as a child. But I love Finding Nemo again. It's like one of my favorite Pixar films, like top 2. I can't decide if it's Toy Story 2 or this, but yeah, I love Finding Nemo. Stacky, come here, Stacky. Okie dokie, put you up there. There we go. All right. Forrest Gump. Bought this without seeing it, and then saw it and loved it. It's definitely up there in movies for me. Tom Hanks' great performance and the story, and it was very nice. I really appreciated Forrest Gump and stuff. So, yeah, I don't have much to say that I can't. Okay, Friday the 13th. Not the original. The Michael Bay produced remake, which sucks because I was not intentionally buying this because on the website it said that this was the original, and I never seen the original, but I was gonna get it anyway because why not? But on the website it said that it was the original. That was the one from it was in 1982 or something. But it wasn't. I bought it, I opened it, and to my dismay, it was the Michael Bay one. I even went back and said, you know, like, I couldn't return it because I broke the seal, which is sad. I made sure to notify them that, like, hey, on your site, you say this is the original. You need to change that, otherwise they could be liable for false advertising. It's fine, whatever. It wasn't expensive. It was like $15 at most, so whatever. I don't know why they would make a steelbook of the Michael Bay one. Why not the original? Ghostbusters. Funny movie, and definitely one of a kind. You can't really replicate this movie nowadays. Haven't seen this, Goonies, but sounds like a fun film. It's Richard Donner and produced by Steven Spielberg, so I'll check it out when I can. How to Train Your Dragon steelbook. I originally had these movies already on Blu-ray, but I heard they were making steelbooks, and I just had to get them. So I love this art. I love this front cover art. It's just so much better than the other one I had looked like cheap Photoshop to me. This is so much better. I just love the art for this steelbook. And How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite property by DreamWorks. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Absolutely love it. It's fantastic. I love all the movies. And then How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. One of the most emotionally impactful films for me of 2019. And stuff. I just love the series, and I've got all 3 movies in steelbook. The Incredibles. This was a pretty expensive steelbook, $35, but I just love the art design, and I didn't have it on Blu-ray. If I already had it on Blu-ray, I probably would not have gotten this. But they had it. It was coming out close to the release of the original Incredibles. That's something I forgot to mention, is that usually when a steelbook for maybe an older movie is made, if a remake or like a continuation is being made of it. So like Incredibles 2, when it was coming out, this was coming out. So that's when you can maybe expect steelbooks to come out. And like, anyway, John Wick. This is both 1 and 2. Let me show. Whoops. There we see. See? That's John Wick, right? And then there we go. Yeah. So I like them a lot. I don't like them as much as most people. Like, they're good action movies. Like, they're fantastic with action. It's just the story in the first one was kind of somewhat simplistic. I think as they go along, it gets better. So the third one is my favorite John Wick. I just think it has the best sets, action, and tension. So anyway, Joker, yes, Joker 2019 Walking Phoenix Joker movie. They made a steelbook for this. Definitely impressive from DC, considering that they're not up to Marvel yet, but they will be soon if they keep on this track. DC should continue to make movies like this and not have to feel confined to keeping it all in one universe, because this is just kind of its own thing, and that's what giving the crew the leeway to do this is kind of what made it good. And DC has the bragging over Marvel that it's got 11 Academy nominations, so it's no masterpiece to me, but it's really good, and I would choose to watch this over most of the DC stuff made after Man of Steel. So Man of Steel and stuff, it's definitely better than a lot of those movies. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Not much to really say. That's already been said. The Two Towers. Right. Another stack. Return of the King, Steelbook. Very much stings. The Matrix. This was I think a $5 Steelbook, and I love the front cover more than the other one. So, The Martian. Really well-made movie by Ridley Scott and stuff. Had good effects and really nice opening, like beautiful shot opening. And yeah, good movie. Mary Poppins. I haven't seen this in forever. I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen this since I was like before a teenager, like maybe age 8. It's been a while. Nightmare Before Christmas. Funny thing is that this steelbook actually glows in the dark. The white parts glow in the dark, which is something that none of the other steelbooks I have do. I like this film. I don't love it because I think kind of the story and characters are kind of weak. They're very simple, not much to them. But the animation and the songs are fantastic. Absolutely great. I love This Is Halloween. It's like just a great song. And the animation and production and set design and stuff is all beautiful and that kind of deal. I just think it kind of is not so strong in other aspects, but still happy to have it on a steelbook. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino's 9th film. It's just a nice period little piece. It's going to be timeless, that kind of deal. And I have seen Pulp Fiction. I think I do like this a little more than Pulp Fiction. So, Peter Pan, the original Disney classic. I haven't seen this in a while either. Probably should give it a watch. Polar Express, my favorite. I think it's my favorite. Yeah. Christmas movie. One of them. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, this is just one. It's definitely kind of a film that's kind of split. I don't think everyone likes this movie. It's kind of more split down the middle, but I'm a personal fan. I just love, it's just idea is just so out there. That's what I like about it. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. We all go a little mad sometimes. Very much something that was like $10, and the ending to this kind of blew my mind. I should have seen it coming, really, and I didn't. And it was just like, wow. Love it. A Quiet Place. Good, not fantastic. To me, I partially got this because of my sister. She's a big fan of the movie, so I decided to go ahead and get this because it came with a digital code, and she can watch it using the digital code anytime. But I like it, and it's like well made for a directorial debut from John Krasinski. So it's just really, really something. And I'm not really excited for the sequel, but I'll probably see it anyway. We'll see. Ratatouille. Haven't seen this film in a while. I feel like if I watch it now, which I'll probably will eventually get around to it at some point, it's going to be like something, like I'm going to have a new perspective on it. Because thinking about it now, it's kind of like one of the Pixar films that kind of unique and out there. But we'll see. Ratatouille. The Shining. Not a big fan of this movie, honestly, actually. I don't hate it, I just thought it was whatever. I understand what people like about it, but I just, for whatever reason, couldn't get into it. Maybe I will in the future, maybe upon a rewatch. Sin City, that's quite an erotic cover, isn't it? Definitely good, and stylized as heck. Like, that's the biggest thing about this movie, right? Is the style and stuff, and it's like a anthology kind of film, separate stories and things, and it's dark and it's violent and that kind of deal. So if you like that, then you'll like this movie for sure. Sleeping Beauty, haven't seen this in a while, need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since I was a little kid, but got the Steelbook. Spartacus, Stanley Kubrick. Never heard of this film until I saw this Steelbook, and haven't seen it either. It was $10, so I just got it anyway. But it does seem to be fairly good. So, and the actor who plays Spartacus recently, Kirk Douglas, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Absolutely love this movie. It's a masterpiece. It's animation style, fantastic. Whatever. And it's a film that I love the more I think about it. And it's like, gonna be like a cult classic. Like, it's just a gem for like superhero movies, and I'm really looking forward to the sequel. And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. That's why this appeals to me, and I think it is probably the best Spider-Man film. It's just so creative. Star is Born, the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga remake, very well made, strong story, great acting and stuff. Check it out. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Everything. Red Letter Media, go watch their review, because they say everything that's wrong with this movie. But, it's still like a fascinating film nonetheless. Cover. I like these Steelbook designs. Gotta go get it. Oh, shoot. Oh, I stopped recording. Fuck. Where did it stop recording? Shoot. Alright, had to cut it there because my camera stopped recording because of the DSLR. And DSLRs, for some reason, have a time limit on recording, which sucks. So I had to do a few of these movies again. Okay. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Sound like something broken there. Episode 4, A New Hope, the original Star Wars. Love the fact that they put this poster on the back and stuff, because this is kind of like one of the classic posters and deal. Again, reason why I like Steelbooks. Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. One of the best sequels ever made. And Return of the Jedi. Alright, those are the movies that got cut off. I'm gonna go get another stack. Taxi Driver. Martin Scorsese. Haven't seen it. I'll check it out at some point. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Definitely a scary movie for me. I was pretty freaked out by it. I saw it for the first time at special screening at Cinemark, and got the Steelbook, I think, a few months later. I've actually been to the house where the actual house of Leatherface. It's close, actually. It's like an hour away from where I live, and it was so fun to eat there. It's like a cafe, like, west of Austin. Yeah, that's west. West of Austin. It's really cool. To Kill a Mockingbird. I've seen part of this movie. I haven't really seen the whole thing through, but it's a classic, and I'll give it a full watch through at some point. Toy Story 1, Pixar's first film. I originally had the Blu-Rays for the Toy Story movies, except for I had Blu-Rays already, but they made Steelbooks, and I wanted them, so. Toy Story 2, one of my, again, between this and Finding Nemo, favorite Pixar film. It's hard to decide between the two, but I absolutely love Toy Story. Toy Story 3. Definitely great. It's definitely great and worthy of the trilogy. Toy Story 4. It's good. It's not great, in my opinion. But it's a worthy addition. It's good for me. But no more Toy Story movies, Pixar. Just let a good thing die, okay? The Wizard of Oz. Haven't seen this movie in a while, until like kindergarten. So, but they had a Steelbook, and I'll give it a rewatch because I want to see what it's like watching this as a full-grown adult. Because, like I said, the last time I watched this was kindergarten. Whiplash. This, I think, was my very first Steelbook, and it was a good choice. I didn't even see Whiplash, and I saw it and loved it. This is like in my top 20. I love Steelbook. I love Whiplash so much, and I love this cover design. Use of the gold lettering, use of the symbol, the blood. It's so great. I love Whiplash. Wreck-It Ralph. Good little creative video game animation movie from Disney, and I like the design of the cover and the fact that there's these little like coin things on the back, like it's an arcade machine. X-Men from 2000. Decent movie, not fantastic. It's definitely got some like 2000s actions cliche kind of feel to it, but you know, it's a good comic book movie. X-Men 2. There you go. X-Men First Class. X-Men Days of Future Past. Haven't seen it, but people say it's like one of the best ones, and I'm looking forward to checking it out eventually. And last Steelbook, Zootopia. Was very happy when I saw this because I hadn't seen a lot of animated movies really recently, and then this gave me like a throwback to the to my love of animation. Animation appeals to me a lot. So yeah, here's Zootopia. Okay, that's all the Steelbooks. Now it's time for Criterion. So I'm now going to go ahead and do Criterion movies that I have. It's not too many. I have like I think less than 40. But basically, if you don't know what Criterion are, they basically do restorations of classic or contemporary films that they deem important. And basically digitally restore it and make their own Blu-rays of it. And they're a really great company because not only do they restore it, but they also provide a ton of bonus features and supplemental material that looks into that you may have never seen before in regardings to the specific film. And also, like when you put the Blu-ray in, it goes straight to the menu. No stupid advertising or stuff you can't skip. It goes right to the menu. And yeah, Criterion's a great company. And look, if Criterion has a Blu-ray edition of a movie you love, get the Criterion, because more than likely it's like got a bunch of bonus features you can look into, stuff you may never seen before, and like I said, the Blu-ray just instantly goes to the menu and you just watch it. So, and a lot of their Blu-rays are also director approved if the director is still alive. But they usually get an approval from one of the closest people to the film, and the director if they can. So that's one of the great things about their Blu-rays. So let's go ahead and start. 8.5. Haven't seen it. Want to. I'll check it out at some point, but definitely a film to have for a Blu-ray collection. 400 Blows. Important French New Wave film about a boy in a tough spot in his life. Definitely recommend it as well. Barry Lyndon, a Kubrick film. Got this mostly because it was recommended on the Sardonicast. I still haven't seen it because it's over 3 hours long. So we'll get around to it at some point. The Before trilogy, all 3 films here. Before Sunrise, Sunset, and Midnight. One of some of the best romance films I've ever seen. Just so good and great acting. And made Richard Linklater like one of my favorite personal directors. Being John Malkovich by Spike Jonze. If you want to see a movie about becoming a famous actor, this is the movie for you. It's really weird concept and premise that's played so realistically. That's what makes this movie so good. Blood Simple, the first film that the Coen brothers ever did that got them on the map. Simple little, mostly kind of revenge story. Blue Velvet, haven't seen it, but love the cover and stuff. And David Lynch is definitely a famous director, so. Boyhood. Love this movie. It appeals to me so much because it's set in Texas and I'm from Texas. And a lot of the places where they film, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been there. And it's a great coming of age story and really touched my heart. Brazil. Great little film about bureaucracy. It's silliness from Terry Gilliam. It's a masterpiece. It needs to be checked out. And it's a good Christmas movie as well. Breakfast Club. Love the premise of this movie. Like, I went in not knowing anything about the premise, and then it's like, oh, these kids who don't know each other in detention. I'm totally down and absolutely adored it. I need to give it a rewatch because I think I might like it more the second rewatch. It's definitely a classic. Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard. A very important film, The French New Wave. One of the things that propelled it. And stuff. It's definitely an important film to see, in my opinion. But yeah, Breathless. Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin. Hilarious movie, so much fun. Charlie Chaplin gives a great performance and an excellent comedy that anyone can enjoy, and very creative with its sets as well. It's kind of mind-blowing that this film is all the way back from 1936. Dazed and Confused, another Rich Linklater film about like the last day of school or whatever, and it's absolutely fantastic. Love the kids. That's the great thing that Richard Linklater does. He just kind of explores youth or a certain age and relationships that you develop in that kind of time. It's a great film for high schoolers. Would definitely recommend it if you're in high school. Apologies. Do the Right Thing. Favorite film by Spike Lee. This was a Blu-ray they recently released last year. And, yeah. I mean, let's do the right thing. It's, in my opinion, Spike Lee's best film. But I've only seen 2 of his films, the other being Black Klansman. So, Don't Look Now. Got it because it was recommended on Sardonicast. Haven't seen it, so can't say anything really much about it. But I'll check it out at some point. Dr. Strangelove. One of the best satires. Ooh, it's a little bright. Sorry there. There you go. Absolutely hilarious satire comedy from Mr. Kubrick, and just hilarious premise. I hear that like stuff between was it Russian and U.S. government, they did steps so that what happened in that movie would not happen in real life. So yeah, definitely worthy of checking out. Eyes Without a Face, also an important French New Wave. The kind of stuff in this, especially like with the face that they do, like surgery and stuff, is pretty impressive for the 1960s. So, definitely worth the film. Eraserhead. Such a weird movie. It is something else. Like, when you watch this, you just got to go in with the mind that you're going to see something you've never seen before. So, just know that. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Haven't seen it, but I will eventually at some point. There's apparently like a bigger, thicker digipack of this, but I just got this one. Fisher King, another Terry Gilliam film. Mostly got it because of my friend Tate. Like, this film just absolutely lifted his spirits and out of a hard time. So, but I haven't seen it yet, but will. Funny Games. A very hard movie to watch. It's a movie by Michelle Haneke, and it explores basically like the themes and motives of how audiences are attracted by atrocity and violence in film. So, and it explores it really well, and also is very hard. So, it's not for the faint of heart. Godzilla, the 1954, by Ishiro Honda. Haven't seen it. My friends Kelly and Will from back in Austin, who were co-workers and friends from Cinemark, they encouraged me to get this. So I'll check it out at some point. Don't worry. House, Japanese, right? Yeah, Japanese horror film. Basically, they said we want our own version of Jaws, and this is what they came up with. Definitely worthy of watching, especially if you're a fan of like the kind of Japanese tones and things like anime. It definitely has like over the top kind of stuff in it, and it's a very interesting little film. Inside Llewyn Davis, Coen Brothers, like it a lot. Not my favorite from them, but still very good. Life Aquatic, underrated Wes Anderson film. It's one of my favorites by him. A lot of people find this film annoying, but I just love its quirkiness, basically. Moonrise Kingdom. Haven't seen it. Want to, but I love this cover. Night and Fog, a 32-minute documentary documenting the concentration camps after the Holocaust, and it's pretty dark. So, yeah. Night of the Hunter. Haven't seen it, but definitely a classic from the discussion and the impact it made. And this is the director of this is like the only film he ever made. So, very interesting. Night of the Living Dead. Very important film in regards to horror. It's what popularized zombies and turned them into what they are known for today, Walking Dead. So, yeah, it popularized the concept very much so and was very important. So, yeah. Pan's Labyrinth. Haven't seen it. Want to. It looks pretty impressive visually. Punch Drunk Love. Love this movie. My favorite PTA movie. Great performance by Adam Sandler, who usually is not that good. Push this back a little bit. There we go. But yeah, I love this movie. It's great, and it's a unique / kind of weird romance film, but I absolutely adore it and recommend it. Scanners by David Cronenberg. Pretty impressive visuals and stuff, and pretty good. The only thing I think that really kind of dragged it down for me was the main actor. I don't think he's a good actor. I didn't believe his performance really, but still good, still decent. Stagecoach, very important film. This popularized the Western genre. This is the film that's responsible for getting that as a genre started. So this is 1939. So saw this in class, and then got this a few months later. So yeah, Stagecoach. Tree of Life. This and his latest film, Hidden Life, are the only Terrence Malick films I've seen. This is so far my favorite out of those two. Such great imagery. If you want to see very beautiful imagery, Tree of Life is definitely for you. If you just want to see pretty images, Tree of Life is the film for you. Videodrome, another David Cronenberg. This is my favorite of his I've seen so far. It's just a very interesting play on how TV influences people through a very sci-fi way. So definitely recommend it. Very good. Wings of Desire, masterpiece. This is poetry right here, and one of my all-time favorites. It's just the premise is just about an angel who wants to give up his immortality because he falls in love with a human girl, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a city kind of exploration of Berlin and all this stuff. It's very beautiful, and it's like I said, if poetry were a film, this is the film, and I absolutely love it. Et tu Mama Tambien. Very interesting film by him regarding this story about basically two boys trying to get in her pants and stuff. It's a very big Criterion as much. And it's just about kind of living life and making the most of the time that you have currently. So, okay, so that's it for Criterion. Our next section is animation. Stay tuned. Aladdin. Haven't seen it in a while. Need to watch it. Bambi. I think this is my favorite classic Disney animated film and their classic, vault era. So, just love the simple story of the deer. Very nice. Beauty and the Beast. Also another great Disney classic. Lady and the Tramp. The Lion King. One of Disney's most highly watched, and everyone knows The Lion King basically. The remake sucks. The live action remake, it sucks. I'm gonna want to do a review of it at some point. The Little Mermaid. Rewatched this about a year ago and was much better than I remember. I liked it always, but I loved it this recent rewatch. It's just so good. So good. Coco. Decent Pixar film. I don't think it's a masterpiece like everyone else, but still good Pixar film. Finding Dory. Obviously so. Not as good as Finding Nemo, but still liked it. Finding Nemo, my normal Blu-ray. The Incredibles 2. I don't think I need to show you the backs of these because I did that for the Steelbook because there's cool stuff on the back, but I guess I don't need to do it for these. Inside Out. Inside Out is one of my favorites as well from Pixar's library. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, the normal Blu-rays. Don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or sell them or whatever. I don't know. Up. They're making a Steelbook of this. I wish I didn't buy it so I could get the Steelbook because of stuff, but I'm probably not going to get the Steelbook. It's just too expensive. WALL-E. Another great Pixar film. I should be in the back. Frozen. I mean, not much to say about Frozen. Everyone knows Frozen. Moana. Love Moana. Was obsessed with it really after I watched it. I just was hyped for getting the Blu-ray, and I just love movies like this. I love Disney animated films like this. So it's definitely up there in like some of my all-time favorites, especially for animation. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Such a unique little film. Check it out if you haven't. Isle of Dogs, another one of Wes Anderson's films. I love this movie. I think it's great and stylized and great composition as well. Like the composition in this movie is amazing to me. Iron Giant, $5 in the bargain bin. Liked it, didn't love it, but Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda 3. I don't have the second one yet. I need to get the second one. Because the second one might be the best one. I would have to rewatch it to confirm. Lego Movie. Absolute brilliant animation masterpiece and very surprising, of course, to everyone who thought it was going to suck. The Peanuts Movie. Such a heartfelt tale, and nice to see Charlie Brown have something go good once in his life. The Prince of Egypt. One of my favorite DreamWorks films. Beautiful, great music. Definitely one of my all-time favorites as well. So is this, Rango. Absolutely astonishing animation, highly detailed, and just a great story and great soundtrack and acting and stuff. Definitely one to check out if you haven't. Rio. It's not the best animated movie, but it's I like it more than I think most do. I just like it. Akira. This is a film that kind of made anime popular in the United States, so it's very important in regards to that aspect, and it's a very good movie. Besides that, Howl's Moving Castle, very good film by Miyazaki. Kiki's Delivery Service, one of my favorite all-time films as well. I just love this premise and love the story. It's a great, great movie, Kiki's. So is this, My Neighbor Totoro, absolute masterpiece as well. Just absolutely beautiful animation, music, story, and characters, and that kind of deal. It's just really good animated masterpieces. Princess Mononoke, also very good and very creative with the world is the thing I took away the most from it. Our leads are kind of flat-ish, but, still very good. Haven't seen this, Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. Want to. I'll get around to it at some point. And Spirited Away, of course, is another masterpiece. If you haven't seen this, give it a watch. Especially, even if you don't think anime would be your thing, like this is just see it. It's a masterpiece. It's great. It's fantastic. It's absolutely. Okay, now we're on to the other films. Be right back. All right, now we're on to regular movies. So let's go through these quickly. 127 Hours. I heard this story in 6th grade, read the book, and threw up, so I was kind of nervous watching this for the first time, but it's a great recreation, and it definitely gives me anxiety. 28 Days Later, my favorite zombie film, an excellent film by Danny Boyle, and one of my all-time favorites as well. Aliens, the 30th anniversary edition that comes with the Blu-ray, but also some like cards and concept art. So definitely a fantastic sequel, and I think I like this more than the original Alien. Okie dokie. Annihilation. Arrival, a great film about communication and a great sci-fi that was a breath of fresh air. It's by Denis Villeneuve, so see it if you haven't. Apocalypse Now, haven't seen it. This is like some big, huge 6-disc pack with a pack full of features, but I'll get around to it at some point. Argo, haven't seen it. Armageddon, still haven't seen it. Will at some point, don't worry. The Art of Self-Defense, fantastic little comedy. Definitely recommend it. It's didn't get much attention, and it deserves a little more, in my opinion. Baby Driver. The Back to the Future trilogy. I've seen the first, haven't seen the sequels, but I will at some point, and I just love this little design. I just decided to get all three. Big Lebowski. Gift from Tate. Thanks, Tate. This is one of Tate's all-time favorites. It's like his second all-time favorite. Okay, Blade Runner. Haven't seen it. Blade Runner 2049. I have seen this one, which is weird, but it's still a great movie, even if you haven't seen the original. Booksmart. Hilarious comedy, but it's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely got a lot of sexualized humor, so just be aware of that. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Haven't seen it yet. $5 in the bargain bin. Just wanted to add to the collection. Captain Phillips. Haven't seen this yet, but will at some point. Casablanca. Climax by Gaspar Noé. This is definitely a film not for everybody, but I loved the anxiety and fear it induced, and it's definitely a good anti-drug movie, so check it out if you haven't. It's definitely an art film, for sure, but I still think you should check it out. Dances with Wolves. Haven't seen it yet. Das Boot, given to me by Tate. I'll check it out at some point. Haven't seen it. Deepwater Horizon, very great movie about the recreation of the incident. I was really impressed with the filmmaking. So, Django Unchained, great Tarantino film. Definitely a film by Tarantino. I mean, respect Tarantino. Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Is that the name of the film? Is that the full title? I mean, I don't know, but a little great sci-fi film, and one that I liked a lot. Ender's Game. Got this mostly because I read the book, and the movie was coming out at the same time I was reading the book for school, so wanted to go ahead and get that. All right, get another stack. All right, Enter the Void. Great Gaspar Noé film, mind-blowing trip. It's like you're watching a movie. It's like you're on drugs while watching a movie, and I highly recommend it. It's super stylized and one-of-a-kind film, and a unique filmmaking. Ex Machina, good little sci-fi film by X Garland, and study about AI. The Fault in Our Stars, one of the first romance films that I really, really liked. That because I've seen a few romance films, mostly animation and stuff. I didn't actively seek it out, but I saw this and was very happy with it and liked it a lot. The Favorite, a film that should have won Best Picture, not Green Book, or Roma, either one of those two, rather than Green Book. Fight Club, haven't seen it, but will at some point, don't worry. First Man. I'm a big sucker for space. I love space movies because I was a fan of space as a kid, so I like a lot of movies that involve space, and that one is definitely good. A great film by Damien Chazelle. First Reformed, a good film about religion and its place in society and that kind of deal. So, Get Out, liked it a lot. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I haven't seen it yet, but it's David Fincher, so I got it anyway. and it was $3. It was a Black Friday sale. I haven't seen any of these, The Godfather, but I got the Coppola restoration of all 3 movies. I'll get to them at some point, don't worry. No, don't rub it in. Godzilla, the 2014 one. Was very surprised with this one. I liked it more than I thought I would. Gone Girl. I think this is my favorite film by Fincher. It's just so well made and such a tense crime drama thriller kind of deal. Very, very great movie. Good Will Hunting. Not much to say about that. Gravity, one of my all-time favorites. I love this movie. It's one of the films that inspired me to seek making movies as a living and stuff. I was just like, I want to make something that's as good as this one day. So, love Gravity. Grand Budapest Hotel, have not seen it yet. Will at some point. Halloween, the original by John Carpenter, 1978. Love it. And I continue to love it more as time goes on. Because when I first watched it, I thought it was good. But as I started to think about it, I just fell in love with it. It's a fantastic horror movie. And I love it to death. The 2018 Halloween, very decent. Not as good as the original, of course, but I still liked this movie. The Hate U Give. Very nice little film. Heat. Her. One of my favorite all time as well. I just fell in love with this movie, and I watched it recently, last year, so it's fantastic. Hereditary. Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey was $3 at Goodwill. I, Tonya, haven't seen it, just kind of impulsively bought it. I'll check it out at some point. Yeah, alright, another stack. If Beale Street Could Talk, great film by Barry Jenkins. I haven't seen Moonlight yet, but definitely like this. It's a good romance film. Inception, great concept. Love the idea of it and love this film as well. It's one of my all-time favorites. Independence Day, fun little movie. Inglourious Basterds. This is my favorite Tarantino film. I just love the way it, remakes history, basically, and it's fantastic. I love this movie to death. It. A film I like a lot. I dressed up as Pennywise for 2 Halloweens and did all the makeup and things and freaked people out. It was so much fun, and I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. Really like it. It Chapter 2. Didn't really like this one. I mostly have this because I love it, any scenes with Pennywise. Pennywise is always great, and I want to do a review of it and talk about what I didn't like about it. Still love the concept of it and still love the first movie, but this one is whatever to me. Jaws. This is a kind of a weird cover, isn't it? See, the normal cover's under there, but this is kind of like a quote cover or whatever. But yeah, Jaws, Jaws. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Love this action movie. It was so much fun. Had a fun time with my friend Connor in the theater watching it. Jojo Rabbit. Besides Thor Ragnarok, this is the only other Taika Waititi film I've seen, but I'll see more from him for sure. And this is definitely one of the best comedies I've seen in a while that's been made recently. So check it out if you haven't. It's definitely super funny. Juno, haven't seen it yet. Will at some point. Jurassic Park. Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2. Really great stylized films, really stylized and stuff. I think this is I would say maybe Tarantino's most stylized in regards to the violence, at least. Kingsman, the first one. Very nice little film. It was a little too hyped up for me. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but it's still good. La La Land. All the technicals are great, but I think that the story and characters are kind of weak. I'm not a big fan as the others, but, that's whatever. Life of Pi, haven't seen it yet. Want to. The Lighthouse, fantastic movie, and I like it the more I think about it. See it if you haven't. It's like a madness, descend into madness movie. It is so well made, and it got snubbed at the Oscars. It only got like one nom and didn't even win it. Should have gotten nominated for other things. Lost in Translation, great film by Sofia Coppola. Midsommar, fantastic horror film, and Ari Aster has established himself as like a great horror director, and any other movies he makes, especially if it's horror, I'm gonna be we're in good hands. I'm really happy with, and I like Midsommar more than Hereditary. So Moonlight, haven't seen it, but this was $3 at a Black Friday sale. So No Country for Old Men. I think this is my favorite Coen Brothers film. I like this movie a lot. Napoleon Dynamite, super hilarious. Parasite, Best Picture winner of the 2019, but it's like the 2020 Oscars, I think. But yeah, Parasite, absolutely great little film, and so glad it got a bunch of recognition and that a lot of people are seeing it. Peanut Butter Falcon, absolute gem. If you want a feel-good movie, this is it. This completely warmed my heart and has grown into like my all-time favorite list. This is a film I can put on any day, and it will make me smile. It's fantastic, and it was kind of underseen. I don't think a lot of people saw it, but you need to. It's fantastic, feel good, really well made, and makes me happy. Just puts a smile on my face. It's so good. Phantom Thread by PTA. Really good. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Funny thing is that this is about a movie about going home for Thanksgiving, not Christmas, so I don't know why it's the Christmas colors. Predator. Great Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie. The Prestige by Christopher Nolan, a film about magic, and appeals to me because I learned a lot of magic as a kid and had magic sets. I still have the magic sets that I get out every now and then. Princess Bride, gift from Tate, after we went to a special screening at the Alamo. It's really fun. Pulp Fiction. Not my favorite Tarantino film, but I can definitely see why a lot of people love it and why it's regarded as a classic. Okay, we're close to the end. We're getting there. We don't have too many left. We have like one row left, so here we go. Reservoir Dogs. Haven't seen it. It was $5 at bargain bin. I'll see it at some point. Revenant. Haven't seen this either, but I really want to. It looks really impressive, and I can't wait to give it a watch. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The film that made my idea come true, because I always thought as a little kid, what if we had like a movie where real people and cartoon characters react, and then I came across Space Jam technically first, but then I came across this, I'm like, yes, this is exactly like the film I dreamed of, and it's one of my all-time favorites for sure. RoboCop, haven't seen it, want to, Dad talks a lot about it. Rush, haven't seen this either, Ron Howard film. Just kind of got impulsively in the bargain bin. Hopefully it's good. Saving Private Ryan. I had the opportunity to see this at a Veterans Day screening at the Alamo, so I saw it in the theater for the first time. And then I got the Blu-ray, 4K. So, Schindler's List. Haven't seen it. Want to. Searching. Very good film that takes place just on a computer screen. It's unfriended, but it's good. Okie dokie. Seven. Really gut-wrenching David Fincher film. Really good. The Shape of Water. I mostly got this because my grandma wanted me to see it very badly. My abuela. And I decided to go ahead and do a review, so I got the Blu-ray. And very good movie as well. Shawshank Redemption. Haven't seen it. Want to. A Silent Voice. I love this movie to death. I watched it very recently, and I got this like 2 days ago. It's just beautiful. Like I cried after it ended because it just so emotionally hit me. It's a film tailor-made for me. It was so emotional, and I relate so much to a lot of the characters, especially the main one, and just love it. It's a fantastic anime film, and I love it to death, and so happy that I was able to come across it, because it kind of helped lift me out from kind of like a little depressed phase a bit. It's just very powerful for me, you know, the power of film. It's fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Singing in the Rain. Love this movie just as much. It's fantastic. It's so colorful, bright, and makes me happy anytime I put it on. Just like Peanut Butter Falcon. Love Singing in the Rain. Sixth Sense. Haven't seen it. Want to. But this is a good film. This is Shyamalan, right? Yeah. Yeah, Shyamalan. One of his good movies. Before he went to crap. So, yeah. Sixth Sense. Slumdog Millionaire. Social Network. Speed, given by Tate. Haven't seen it yet. Want to. Split. Star Trek Into Darkness. Don't have the other two. Probably will at some point, but I think Into Darkness is my favorite out of them. Suspiria. Haven't seen it, but bought it anyway because it looks amazing, and I'll watch it at some point. Terminator. Terminator 2. Better than the first one. Fantastic action movie. Three Billboards. Love, love, love this movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. And should have won Best Picture, in my opinion. But it's fantastic. It's a fantastic drama. Well acted, well directed. Everything is great about it. Twister. I've seen most of it. I haven't seen it all the way through, but I will at some point. Under the Skin, one of my all-time favorites as well. Like, it's a fantastic film. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Need to see it if you haven't. It's very good. Jordan Peele's Us. Very creative little film. Not perfect, but decent. V for Vendetta. One of the earlier Blu-rays I bought, like probably first 20. Waves, very recent film, very good drama by Trey Edward Schultz. Check it out if you haven't. I recommend it. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Haven't seen it yet. I have a lot of movies I own that I haven't seen, have I? I will at some point. Don't worry. I'll watch all my Blu-rays. And Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, now we're on to the last part. These are kind of comic book movies, but also a few other films, but mostly comic book movies. So let's get to those. So, Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I know it sucks, but I still love the character of Spider-Man and got it anyway. Well, actually, my parents got it for me. Batman Begins. Blu-ray. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, the extenders cut. I mostly got this because I wanted to do a review of it. I don't know if I'm still going to. I want to because I have a lot to say about it. Most of which have already been said, but I still like to talk about it. And it's a fascinatingly bad film. It's just one of those films that's like fascinating. It's a train wreck of a movie, but it's just fascinating how this even got made and like just what happened. It's one of those movies for me. The Dark Knight trilogy. The Batman Begins one was kind of like given to me, so I got this. It's the trilogy, and it's got all three movies, and it's also got some artwork on the inside. So, pardon. The Spider-Man trilogy, the original with Tobey Maguire, and directed by Sam Raimi. Very nice little booklet that has art and like talking about it and whatnot in all three films. And like I said, I'm a fan of Spider-Man. Logan, the best comic book movie since Dark Knight. I absolutely love this movie. It's fantastic. It's nitty, it's gritty, it's dark, it's violent, and it's such a breath of fresh air and stuff. And it was my favorite film of the year, which I believe was 2007. Was it 16, 17? I think it was 2017. Absolutely loved it. Iron Man, the film that started the MCU. Now we're into MCU movies. Incredible Hulk, my least favorite, but got it because I wanted to complete it. Iron Man 2. Not really that good either, but it's better than Incredible Hulk. Thor, it's decent. Out of Water Story. You know, this is when they're getting the start. Captain America, the first Avenger. Good movie, not fantastic. Avengers. This is a Steelbook. I keep my Marvel Cinematic Universe Steelbooks separate. Oh, geez, I'm running out of battery. Let's see if we can get through this. Iron Man 3. Thor: The Dark World. These are also not in alphabetical order. They're in, like, time of release order. Guardians of the Galaxy. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Fantastic. Ant-Man Steelbook. Not worthy of buying a Steelbook. I just mostly got it because, one, it was the only one they had, and it was actually at the time cheaper than the normal Blu-ray. So, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Captain America: Civil War. Probably my favorite. Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Thor: Ragnarok. Best Thor movie. Directed by Taika Waititi. Black Panther. Not one of my favorites. I think it's severely overrated. It's okay, but I'll probably do a review of it at some point, just because I'm out of the, like, loop in regards to my opinion. I don't hate it, okay? It's good for what it is, but I don't get it and stuff. I don't think it's, like, one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's just a fine movie to me. If you love it, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to give me hate for it. That's the greatest thing. We can have different opinions. We all don't have to like the exact same thing. Infinity War. Steelbook. Love it very much. Love the design. And definitely one of my favorite Marvel films. This was delivering everything I wanted from everything it was building up to. Everything I wanted, it gave me. So, Avengers: Endgame. The only Marvel films I don't have is Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, mostly because they're not the best of them, and they're also still sold at the full price as of now, and I'm just, like, waiting for a price drop. Because I don't want to buy them at, like, $30 or whatever. And Spider-Man: Far From Home, Black Friday sale, $10. Alright, not much left. Star Wars, The Force Awakens. I kind of don't know why I have it in that particular area, but I just do. Rogue One. The Last Jedi. Has, like, interchangeable covers. Like, it's got some, like, cover slips in there. You see that? You can change the cover of it. I like The Last Jedi. I know that movie's really hated, but overall I like it. And I've seen it 4 times, so I can confirm that even with rewatches, I still like it. It's got major issues, for sure. And last, the Avatar: The Last Airbender series. My favorite TV show of all time. Absolutely love it. And there hasn't been a TV show I've seen that has topped it yet. Maybe there will be at some point, but as of now, this is my favorite TV show ever. And absolutely love it. When I heard it was coming out on Blu-ray, I was so hyped. And they made steelbooks for it, which sucks, because they're expensive and I want them and stuff. I don't think I'm going to get them, though, which is sad. Okay. Rest of the stuff on there is just games or, like, copies of Blu-rays, so, that I've already had, so... Okay, that's it. I did it. The entire Blu-ray collection as of February 21st, 2020. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, I'm really happy with my collection. Really happy to where it is. I am continually adding to it and stuff. Of course, there's a lot of films I own that I haven't seen. I try not to do that as much now. I try not to buy a Blu-ray before I see it, but still it sometimes happens, and yeah, I'm constantly adding on to it. So yeah, that's my Blu-ray collection as of February 21st, 2020. If I do another one of these, it's going to go by much faster because I'll be going through Blu-rays that I already have shown y'all. And if I do, it's going to be when the collection has vastly expanded, which may not be for a very long time. So, yeah, so thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little Blu-ray collection video. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. I need to go eat. I'm starving.